The cameras always caught the smile, the jokes, the wisdom, the unshakable confidence. But behind the laughter, Marjorie Harvey had become the center of a storm no one saw coming. What began as whispers inside the Harvey household has now exploded into allegations involving trusted staff, a personal bodyguard known as Big Boom, and a confrontation that pushed Steve Harvey past his breaking point. For years, fans believed his marriage was untouchable, a symbol of redemption after a complicated past. At 68, Steve Harvey finally stops deflecting, stops smiling, and confirms the truth that changes everything. From the outside, Steve Harvey and his wife Marjorie looked like the definition of success and happiness. He was the impeccably dressed king of comedy and daytime television. She was stylish, glamorous, and ever-present by his side. Their red carpet appearances felt effortless. Their interviews were filled with laughter, and their social media posts painted a picture of deep romance. But behind the polished smiles and carefully curated moments, something felt off. Quiet rumors began to surface. At first, easy to dismiss, then impossible to ignore. Fans started asking uncomfortable questions. Was everything really as perfect as it seemed? Or was the Harvey family hiding a truth they didn't want the public to see? Steve Harvey's story didn't begin under bright lights or television cameras. Born Brodick Stephen Harvey on January 17, 1957 in the small town of Welch, West Virginia. He was raised in a working-class household. His father worked as a coal miner. His mother ran the home, and Steve grew up with 4 older siblings. As a child, he battled a severe stutter, an obstacle that made his later career in comedy and television seem almost unimaginable. Yet even then, he believed in a future on TV. In 6th grade, he wrote that goal down only to be laughed at by his teacher, though his father never doubted him. Years later, once fame arrived, Steve quietly sent that teacher a television every Christmas, a personal reminder that dreams have a way of catching up. After his family moved to Cleveland, Ohio, Steve's path was anything but smooth. He attended college briefly, dropped out, and bounced from job to job, boxing, cleaning carpets, selling insurance, even delivering mail just to survive. When he first tried stand-up comedy in 1985, failure followed quickly. For nearly 3 years, he lived out of his car, showering at gas stations and relying on small acts of kindness to get by. His turning point came in 1990 when he landed the hosting job at its showtime at the Apollo, opening the door to The Steve Harvey Show, the legendary Kings of Comedy tour, best-selling books, radio success, and eventually Family Feud, where he became the longest-running and most popular host in the show's history. By the early 2000s, Steve Harvey had reached a level of success few entertainers ever touch. In 2013, he made history by becoming the first person nominated for 2 Daytime Emmy Awards in the same year. One for Best Talk Show Host and another for Best Game Show Host. Around the same time, he received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a public acknowledgement that his journey from homelessness to television royalty was complete. 2 years later, however, one of the most unforgettable moments of his career unfolded live on stage. While hosting the 2015 Miss Universe pageant, Harvey mistakenly announced the wrong winner. The error went viral within minutes. To his credit, he returned to the stage, corrected the mistake, and personally apologized to both contestants. A moment that embarrassed him deeply, but also demonstrated accountability. Despite the incident, he continued hosting the pageant for several more years. In 2016, Harvey shifted gears and leaned into motivation and self-belief. A powerful speech about trusting one's natural gifts resonated with millions and eventually became the foundation for his book Jump, which encourages people to take bold risks rather than live in fear. That same year, he co-created Little Big Shots, a hit series that showcased children with extraordinary talents while highlighting Harvey's softer, playful side. By 2017, he consolidated his growing empire, television, radio, books, and production under one umbrella company, Steve Harvey Global, signaling a move from entertainer to media mogul. Behind the success, Harvey's personal life has been far more complex. He has been married 3 times and is the father of 7 children, 4 biological and 3 adopted. From his first marriage to Marcia Harvey, he has twin daughters, Brandy and Carly, and a son, Brick Jr. His second marriage to Mary Shackelford produced a son, Winton, before ending in divorce in 2005. Years later, a Texas judge publicly stated that Mary had made false claims about the divorce settlement and clarified that she had not been left financially destitute as she had suggested. In 2007, Harvey married Marjorie Bridges, a relationship he often credits with transforming his life and mindset. Marjorie brought 3 children, Morgan, Jason, and Lori, into the marriage, all of whom Steve legally adopted as his own. The blended family appeared tightly bonded, eventually expanding into a large next generation. Steve became a grandfather many times over with children born to Jason and his wife Amanda, Morgan and her husband Kareem, and his daughter Carly with her husband Ben. For several years, Harvey lived between Atlanta and Chicago, balancing radio, Family Feud, and his NBC talk show. In 2018, he made a decisive move, relocating his entire professional operation, television and radio alike, to Los Angeles. In 2017, Steve Harvey found himself at the center of political backlash after meeting with then-President-elect Donald Trump. Many critics, especially within the black community, questioned his decision, but Harvey defended it by saying he believed direct dialogue could lead to positive change. At the same time, he remained open about his faith, often crediting his success to Christianity while also expressing respect for other religions and emphasizing spiritual unity. On a personal level, he adopted a vegan diet for health reasons, frequently sharing his experience publicly. 2 years earlier, Harvey had endured one of the most infamous moments in live television. During the 2015 Miss Universe pageant in Las Vegas, he mistakenly announced Miss Colombia Ariadna Gutierrez as the winner instead of Miss Philippines Pia Alonso Wurzbach. Moments later, he returned to the stage, took full responsibility, and corrected the error on live television. The incident caused visible distress for both contestants, but Harvey publicly apologized on air and online, later acknowledging the mistake as entirely his own. Despite the humiliation, he continued hosting the pageant in later years, turning the moment into a lesson in accountability under pressure. In early 2017, Harvey faced another controversy after making jokes on his show that were widely criticized as offensive toward Asian men. The backlash was swift, with writers and public figures calling out the harm of reinforcing stereotypes. Harvey later issued a public apology stating that no disrespect was intended. While the incident damaged his image temporarily, it also underscored the weight carried by public figures. Steve Harvey's rise to immense wealth is often described as one of modern entertainment's great comeback stories. Once a struggling stand-up comic who spent years sleeping in his car, Harvey pushed through hardship to become one of the most recognizable faces on American television. By 2024, his net worth was estimated at around $200 million. Built through persistence, reinvention, and relentless work. The backbone of Harvey's fortune comes from television and radio. Hosting Family Feud since 2010 turned him into a household name and reportedly earns him around $10 million a year. His nationally syndicated Steve Harvey Morning Show added millions more at its peak alongside projects like Little Big Shots, Celebrity Family Feud, and the Miss Universe pageant. Beyond hosting, his best-selling book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, expanded his brand into film, publishing, and lucrative motivational speaking. In 2017, Harvey consolidated his ventures under Steve Harvey Global, overseeing television production, digital media, fashion, and events, including luxury experiences run with his wife, Marjorie. His success also translated into high-end real estate, including a reported $15 million Beverly Hills home. Despite the wealth, Harvey often insists his real riches lie in faith, family, and endurance. Not all of his legacy has been free of controversy. Fellow comedian Cat Williams has repeatedly accused Harvey of borrowing material, reviving claims that jokes from Mark Curry's Hanging with Mr. Cooper influenced The Steve Harvey Show. Actress Angela Means echoed similar long-standing rumors. While Harvey has not publicly responded in detail, the accusations remain part of the complicated narrative surrounding his climb to the top. proof that even massive success comes with unresolved shadows. Angela Means did not soften her words when addressing accusations from Cat Williams and Mark Curry that Steve Harvey had taken a Halloween joke for his own show. Means said plainly that joke theft is wrong, but she also argued that borrowing material, especially early in a career, has long been part of comedy culture. In her view, even legends have done it, often when they begin losing their edge. She insisted that the alleged joke didn't elevate Harvey's career or damage Curry's success, adding that Harvey was already plateaued at that point. Means openly called the joke blatant, but also emphasized that Curry was one of comedy's most gifted improvisers, someone many comics copied because his ideas came so fast they seemed disposable. She described Curry as a rare talent who could riff for 20 minutes straight, noting that he had forgotten more jokes than most comedians ever write. Still, she urged Curry to let the issue go, saying Harvey didn't gain real opportunities from that bit, and that success or failure would ultimately sort itself out. Steve Harvey's second marriage to Mary Shackelford ended in 2005, but the fallout has lingered for years. Mary publicly accused Harvey of infidelity during their marriage and later alleged that Marjorie Harvey had been involved before the divorce. Court records, however, tell a different story. The filings list irreconcilable differences as the cause of the breakup, state that Marjorie played no role in the marriage's collapse, and show that Mary received a substantial settlement, including multiple properties, a $1.5 million payment, and monthly support through 2009. Harvey was also granted primary custody of their son, Winton, after Mary voluntarily sent him to live with his father. In 2011, a judge held Mary in contempt of court for violating a gag order by repeatedly speaking about the divorce and making derogatory remarks, resulting in a 30-day jail sentence. Years later, she filed a $60 million lawsuit accusing Harvey of emotional distress. The case was dismissed in 2018. Harvey has consistently denied all claims of adultery or abuse and has repeatedly defended Marjorie, maintaining that their relationship began only after his second marriage had legally ended. Despite those rulings, speculation followed Harvey into his third marriage. By 2023, fans noticed Marjorie's absence from certain public appearances and fewer shared moments online, fueling rumors of trouble. The gossip escalated into unverified claims that Marjorie had been involved with members of Harvey's staff. Harvey addressed the chatter directly during a public appearance, firmly stating that both he and his wife were fine and urging people to stop spreading rumors. Marjorie echoed that stance online, posting a message about being lied about while choosing not to engage further. Though skepticism lingered among some fans, the couple continued to present a united front. In mid-2024, Harvey marked their anniversary with a warm public post celebrating their marriage, signaling that despite years of accusations and speculation, they remained together. In August 2023, the internet erupted with rumors claiming that Marjorie Harvey had been unfaithful to Steve Harvey, allegedly involving his bodyguard and personal chef.